Welcome, welcome to Monday Ministry Conversations. You are here with your host. I am Camille Daly. It is great to be here on the line with you. And I'm going to be sharing about our upcoming membership. So what we have coming up next week is the launch, as you can see here, the launch of Divine Flow Academy. And I just wanted to share a little bit more of the story and Finding Divine Flow is my book, which is around here somewhere behind me. My book, Finding Divine Flow, is based all around my journey. House of Ilona, as you know, is the brand that's why you're all here on this page. It's the clergy brand that I started 12 years ago, and it started when I was actually in a business with a friend of mine. And I wanted to step out for a long time and start my own business, but I just wasn't sure if it was the right time. And my dad had passed away, and it was just a really reflective time in my life. And I remember thinking about the middle name that he gave me, which no one could pronounce, no one could spell. And I thought, let me just look that up and see what that means. So I Googled Ilona, which is my middle name, and then come to realize it was actually Hungarian for beauty. And I kid you not, the next day I was in the shower, and in my spirit I heard House of Ilona, House of Beauty for earthly and spiritual royalty. And the House of Ilona was born. And so I had started doing like lots of, evening wear, and I was a fashion designer. I went to the London College of Fashion. And so, I was doing all sorts of different things. And we have the Bahamas in the house. Great to see you, Sarah. Bless you, bless you, bless you. And I was doing all different things, and I was actually pregnant with my first child, and I was just like, I'm doing so many different things. I'm not sure if I can manage everything that's going on. And so a friend of mine had actually asked me, I had doing lots of different businesses, lots of different things. And a friend of mine had asked me, and she said she was getting ordained, and she didn't want to wear the basic shirt. She was just like, design me something. So I just designed her a simple, basic little knee length black dress with the white collar. And she came back, she was like, everyone's going crazy about this dress. Oh my gosh, people want this dress. They're asking where I got this dress from. I was like, I do elaborate gowns, and people want this little black dress. I was like, okay. So I just put it on my website, and just on the side on the website, and ran some Facebook ads, and I was just making them to order at the time. And then I had to stop the ads because I couldn't sew these little clergy dresses fast enough. And so we found a manufacturer, and that was 12 years ago. And we're shipping clergy dresses and blouses all over the world. We've just put in another huge order. We've got more styles coming. We've got more colors coming, wine reds. We've got purples and pinks and green. We're looking after you. Okay. 2020 was tough, and we made it through. So we are pressing ahead. We really, really are pressing ahead. Dawn, you're so welcome. I do love to share the story of how it all began. And so that's how the House of Ilona was born. And we've just gone from strength to strength. And I've got so many different skills and talents and things that I want to do. And God has really had me in a place of focus, and another shiny opportunity would come up. I'm like, no, God's like, focus. Something else would happen, and God's like, focus. And so for 10 years, he has been just letting me focus on this clergy brand and really building it. And it's amazing. I spoke to a client last week actually, and I was just like, how did you hear about House of Ilona? And she said it was about 5, maybe even 7 years ago. She ordered something, and I don't know if they didn't get to order it in time, but then she ended up having to cancel the order, and we did a refund, and I spoke to her, and it was all wonderful. And she said 7 years ago, she said something went wrong and we didn't get to order in time, so I had to cancel my order. And you were so gracious, and your customer service was excellent. So that's why I've stayed in contact all these years later. So it really says a lot to you looking after your people. And this is some of the beautiful things that I want to be able to share in this membership. So this membership is definitely about creative entrepreneurs. It's about women and people in ministry taking that step into business. I'm going to talk some more about that. Again, fire your questions at me, and really about helping you launch your dream, that thing, that book, that ministry, that platform that you've been wanting to do, wanting to step out and do, and just really encouraging you through my journey of how I've done what I've done with God. So Ordained Magazine, which you may be able to see in my background as well. Ordained Magazine is a quarterly magazine. And again, how that started, that really started with me speaking to people all the time, speaking to clients and different people who were being ordained. And so they were being ordained into ministry, and I'd speak to them on the phone about their order or email. And I'd always want to do something like, thank you so much, Michael. Michael, good friend of mine. He says, keep up the good work, sis. Bless you, sir. And so I'd always speak to people, wanting to, that are being ordained into ministry. So I always wanted to do more. I'd send a little card to say, congratulations, but I wanted to do more. So I went to my email list, all women in ministry, and I just said to them, what do you wish you knew when you were being ordained? And they started to send back all these beautiful words and testimonies and stories and articles. And so then I started to put this little booklet together, and I'm partway through doing it, and I wake up one Saturday morning and I just hear in my spirit, this is not a booklet, this is a magazine. Thus, the Ordained Magazine was born. And it's been an amazing journey. Decided to do it quarterly. It's beautiful. It's like fashion meets ministry. And, I went to the London College of Fashion. I grew up in the heart of London. That's where I worked. That's where I studied. And I really wanted to bring that fashion element to what we were doing with the ministry. I wanted it to be on the, Vogue levels, I really, really wanted to pour that into it. And we've had real high praise on the magazine, and really, really enjoy pulling that together every quarter. And so again, we reached out to the women in ministry in our client base and just said, okay, send some articles, because we're going to do something about navigating new seasons. The articles came flooding in, but they weren't just articles. These are articles that were prayed over. You could tell these articles were prayed over. You could tell that these women just poured into these articles, and that it was just powerful. We're being transformed reading and editing them. And so we've been doing that every quarter. And then my sister Kimberly, who works with us, she was like, okay, so we've got 70 writers. We've got what? And so 70 writers, and it's grown some more. We've got over 100 writers now on our writers list, who they're constantly writing and sending in articles every quarter when we put it out. And so I just kept on finding myself in these rooms and in these spaces with people writing or wanting to write or submit articles. And I remember when we celebrated 1 year in print, the testimonies that came in, the women that said that they used to write when they were younger, but they haven't picked up their pen, and they dusted off their pen just to write an article, and now they can't stop writing. And the word that they keep using is, I'm just in the flow. I just keep flowing. I just keep flowing, which I love, because that is the name of my book, Finding Divine Flow. And we started a publishing company, Divine Flow Publishing. And now out of this is born the Divine Flow Academy. And I was speaking to a friend of mine who, she was praying and received a word from the Lord, and it wasn't quite yet time to release the word. And the word was the power of the pen, and that the pen is a weapon of mass instruction. The pen is a weapon of mass instruction. So what I'd really love to do, I did, yes, bless you, Denise. Denise is in the house. She said yes. What I'd really love to do today is for you to get your pen, for you to get your journal, and actually let's dig in and do some writing and some journaling. I just want to show you just a little bit of a taste, divineflowacademy.com, of what we're going to be doing in that membership. Gladys, thank you so much. Gladys says, love it. Cynthia says, praise God. Your journey inspires me. Absolutely. And that's really what I want to do. Like I said, God's had me in a place of focus for 10 years. And suddenly it's like he's just pulled the doors back and said, okay, it's time. It's time to share. It's time to inspire. It's time to encourage. It's time to show others the journey. It's time to give away our secrets, is what God said. Because I've got this little book, I've got this place where he just drops, when I say gems, I mean gems, and I just keep it, and I'm just putting them down. And God said, this is sacred. This is for my CEOs. And so he said that now is the time to begin to share this in this space, in this academy, where we can really just dig in, do prophetic journaling each month. I can teach from the book Finding Divine Flow, teach some of these secrets and things that God's given me, share testimonies and stories like I have done today of the journey and what God's done and how he's led and what he said, and praying that it confirms and resonates some things that may be in your spirit and just encourages you to just step out and do, step out and be, step out and say. Excited to share this with you. So many that have been on this journey, that have started out from the first issue of writing Ordained Magazine, or you know, you've been in a writing session or a writing club with me, or you've been one of our Divine Flow publishing authors. It's just been such a privilege and a pleasure and an honor. And this is the Academy. It goes live tomorrow, so do look out for an email in your inbox when we go live. And the membership it's a monthly membership, and we will gather on every first Wednesday will be the time that we meet together. And it's this time, and again, we can talk in the academy if there's a time that works better, but the journaling session will be along the lines of what we have done today. And God's given me a whole plan and strategy of what we'll do each time when we meet to journal, very much based off of the planner, the Finding Divine Flow planner, and each of those journaling prompts that we have for each month. There's a whole strategy around how we're going to flow in that. And we'll take 1 hour in Zoom and we will journal. So there'll be a few prompts, there'll be things that I'll definitely feel led to share. And as I share, as we did today, it will just be time and space for you to just, as I always say, just dig in. As we spoke about on Monday, the acronym of the PEN, which is the P is to plow, to really dig in below the surface. The E is to encourage and be an encouragement to your people and those that you're talking to. And that M was about the narrative and the narrating and dictation of what God's saying, like we were doing today, is you're hearing him speaking, we're writing. He's narrating, we're taking dictation. So in those journaling sessions, we'll be just meeting like we did today, taking time and creating space and allowing God to speak so that we can get instruction and direction, so we can go and see what he's saying and write the vision, make it plain so that we can run with it. We can be held accountable. And on the second Monday of the month, because those who join us when we go live on the first and the third Monday, but on that second Monday we'll be in this we'll be in our private Facebook group. There'll be a private Divine Flow Academy Facebook group where we'll meet together, and that will be the place where we will be digging into the Finding Divine Flow lessons and the pearls that God has had on reserve, he has said, for his entrepreneurs, for his CEOs. There'll be gems that he just drops and I'm like, oh, I need to post this. I need this. Like, write that down, because that's for my CEOs. Don't speak that one out loud. Don't share that one with anyone, because I've got that reserved. And so he said, now it's time to release this. So I am very excited, because I'm not good at holding things back and keeping secrets. So I'm so excited to just have a place and a space to just stretch out and just share and just pour out. So that second Monday of the month, again, the same time, and that will be in the private Facebook group, where we will be digging into the Finding Divine Flow MasterClasses and just what God wants to share as it relates to showing up, as it relates to writing, publishing, pushing out, doing the dream, showing up, doing what we need to do on social media, whatever that thing is. That's what we'll be digging into in those sessions. And then keep sending your questions. We'll have a place and a space for that, because on the third Wednesday of the month, that will be our live Q&A. So again, we're going to test out some different methods, and I so appreciate anyone who joins us, because this is going to be the first, it's the baby, it's brand new. So we'll be testing and trying a lot of things, and making it work. And this will be our kind of entry level, just getting everything started, ironing out all the kinks. So we'll try different methods. We'll try Q&A, but also live group coaching. I do love to coach and just hear and get that live feedback, have everyone feeding in, and doing some live Q&A and some group coaching. We can use different methods like StreamYard, we'll use some Zoom, we'll use the Facebook live group. And then finally, on the 4th Monday of the month will be community writing, community activation. So again, we'll just have maybe just a short session, and again, we'll try out different methods, but a short session maybe in a Zoom for maybe 15-20 minutes, and there'll be a writing activation, and we'll all do some writing. We'll gather it into one Google document, and then after maybe 24 hours, we'll lock the document, and then we'll edit that down beautifully, and we'll present the group with a community piece of writing that everyone has put forth into, again, to just exercise that writing muscle, be able to communicate clearly what our message is, and just push that message far and wide. So that is the essence of the Academy. And like I said, we will have a private Facebook group, which as soon as you join, within a few days, we'll get you into that Facebook group, and that's when most of the activity will happen. We'll also have Zooms, and we'll also have StreamYard. So that's the essence of how that will. So what we're doing, and my husband was not sure about this, but we are stepping out on faith, and we are first of all offering lifetime membership to the Divine Flow Academy. You'll be a member of Divine Flow Academy for as long as the Academy is around. You will also get a free virtual seat to the Divine Flow retreat this summer, and it will be available only to around the first 20 people who sign up, and that will be within 24 hours of it going live. And then this will be gone, and that should be 997, but it will be 497 for anyone who jumps in. And again, like I said, this is early stages. We're ironing out all the kinks and really just getting this set up with kind of friends and people that we know, and then we'll be pushing out again probably around September, October time, when we open the doors again, and it will be a whole kind of fresh face to everything, and the systems and everything will be in place, but we really just want to get started here. So there'll be a lifetime access. My husband's like, he can't say me, so he has to say we. He's like, are we crazy? And it's like, no, I really feel to do this for those who really are bought in and just want to just jump on and just be part of everything that we're doing. Like we said, there'll be a summer virtual retreat that we're planning for, and this will just be for the first 20 who sign up within the first 24 hours of when we go live tomorrow. But also there'll be an annual membership, which should be $444, but it will be $370 per year. So you get 2 months for free, and it will stay at that price as long as you're active, or until you cancel. So that's the annual. And then there'll also be a monthly, which again should be $49, but we are starting at the introductory price of $37 per month. And again, as long as you stay active. So it'll be journaling sessions, masterclass, live Q&As, community writing, here to serve you, here to push you towards that thing that it is that you need to do. It has been an absolute joy, pleasure, and honor to serve you today, and just reminding you of the Finding Divine Flow book, ebook, audiobook, podcast, and more.